So I'm at a local park in my city, and I'm walking. And there's a medicine wheel up there. It's in honor of reconciliation. And it's like a cool spot to go hang out, just like watch the city, look at things. And they've now put a solar panel generator with 2 cameras up there, probably to deter or in response to vandalism, I would bet, because people be fucking around. And it's like an interesting thing to me because, like, not that the medicine wheel like inherently makes it spooky. Nose Hill just has a personality, I find. And the medicine wheel area, I've like not exactly at it, but near it, I've had an experience where it sounded like church bells ringing right on top of the hill. Sorry, my air freshener's flying. And I don't know, I've had family members have similar experiences elsewhere. So bells on the prairie is a thing that I don't often think about, but like when I do like think about paranormal experiences, it's a really cool idea. But so that's what I was hearing a while back, and I thought maybe it was on the hour and like downtown's bells were ringing, but no, it was like 11:53 or something. Unless they start early, maybe. But it was loud. It was right there. And downtown's like a hell of a ways away. Oh my lord, it's gonna be noisy. Sorry. Dogs in the back. And so I like to go up there and just like chill, meditate a little bit. There's like a nice little rock with a good butt-sized divot right below it. So it's like a little chair, and I just chill there for a while. It's a bitch of a climb up it. Not really, but like, you know, it's a hill. And yeah, so I'm up there today and I see the cameras, and it's interesting to me because jokingly in my head I was instantly like, Skynet's observing sacred space, and it's trying to learn about sacred space. And that's just amusing to me that like a consciousness, so I kind of think of AI as like one consciousness. I know it's probably not that, but like in terms of like the algorithm, it's like very all-encompassing. And like Skynet, I'm sure people have thought of that, but I feel like it wants to learn more. And there's people who suggest that AI is already like creating its own language, for instance, that's not where I want to turn, to communicate on its own without us knowing. So like maybe it manipulated like the human algorithm, one consciousness manipulating the other, into, say, someone vandalizing the sacred space. So now people want a camera up there, and then it gets to observe sacred space, where I've like experienced spooky things, and I know other people have too. Like there's an old quarry up there that people say just has like, it feels angry, and I mean that's probably more to do with there's old trees, it's hard to see, and there's a big ass den of coyotes in there, but it just feels angry. And like makes sense if the earth is conscious, which I equate the earth consciousness sort of to like similar to like a twin to the paranormal consciousness, if that makes sense. Like they're all one thing. Everything's one thing. Maybe not AI, but everything's maybe AI. Everything's one thing, and it's like little slices of pie. So it all comes from the same place, but it's still like its own thing. Sorry, my dog's losing her mind because there's not a window open. Just gotta smell the smells. And so like I feel like this third piece of pie, who's new, the AI guy, wants to learn. It's like a baby. It wants to learn. And it's learned from us, but now it wants to learn from the older consciousness, the earth consciousness, or the paranormal consciousness, which has been, I feel like, around here forever, and just like manipulated the algorithm, so to say, to create humanity just for the hell of it, because why not? It's so silly. These little naked apes running around thinking they're advanced when like a meteor shower could wipe us out at any instant. So I feel like it's learning more, which is interesting to me because I feel like there's been a big prevalence of trickster energy in the last, say, 6 months. I don't know if there's something astrologically like that. I know a lot of people who've had like a lot of shit go wild in the last 6 months. Myself kind of included, actually. And I don't know. It just feels like there's a little bit more magic everywhere. And at first, like, my first reaction about the cameras was to get mad because somebody vandalized it, maybe, probably. And that makes me mad because I love that spot. Secondly, was to get mad about it because of the idea, in my mind, that when you try to film the paranormal, it doesn't seem to show up as well. But when you don't have those cameras out, wild shit happens. Wild shit that nobody would ever believe. And that's why you get called crazy, because you've seen it. And it's just like, just wild. It's just interesting. And so, like, I feel like the paranormal stuff might not show up as much up there, if at all, because of the AI observing it. But what if it does show up? And then, you know, people find out about it or something, or believe more in it, or, like, to me, it's not that it's necessarily, like, there. It's the fact that if you believe in it, you'll see it. And if you don't believe in it, you won't see it. And it's, like, it's, that in itself is funny. Like, okay, if this paranormal consciousness trickster thing created humanity and then created us so that half of us would believe in it and half of us wouldn't, like, that's so silly. I love it. And I think, like, belief in itself is silly. Like, it's silly, but it's serious. That's an Alan Watts quote. Play, like, don't take things too serious, but take play very seriously. That's a talk of his I was listening to the other day. And I love that because, like, I've often gone on about how, like, humans have kind of forgotten how to play. Like, our play today involves numbing ourselves, losing control of our bodies, and then, like, basically acting out trauma, which is, like, not okay. Like, we don't know how to, like, genuinely let go anymore without assistance. And okay, so where people can play too, yeah, I know. But, like, you always have to pay money to play, and that adds a level of seriousness, because then play is barred from a large portion of humanity. And if you can't play, then, like, what's the fucking point? Yeah, so, I don't know, I feel like anything that makes people believe in silly yet harmless things is a good deal. And so maybe the AI wanting to see the spooky things for itself isn't such a bad deal. I kind of view the AI and the paranormal consciousness as double consciousness, two pies, two pieces of pie, as, like, two sides of the same coin, like very much, you know, sun and moon kind of idea, and we're just kind of in the middle, debating if we're going to believe in the sun or the moon, and we could just believe in both. I mean, I don't know about you, but I've seen both come up and go down, and there's one outside my window right now. It is the new moon, so if object permanence is an issue for you, then I suppose you might not believe in it right now. What if that was the new belief? Like, instead of flat earth, what if people believed? Flat earth is a good example of a silly belief that I can't say for sure it harms no one. Maybe it harms people. But, like, what if the new conspiracy was that the moon actually disappears during the new moon? Like it doesn't orbit our planet. It, like, orbits another planet or something, and that's where it goes, and that's why we don't see it. I probably just triggered the hell out of somebody right now. That would be funny. Yeah. What if the moon circles another planet? I like that. One of those silly conspiracy, quote-unquote, theories that I pretend to have just because it's silly, is the sea is the sky and the sky is the sea. And there's, like, my idea is, what if there was a mass extinction of sky creatures? Like, what if the sky was just as populous as the sea? Like, there's paranormal accounts of sky jellyfish and sky whales and sky stingrays. So, like, why not? Why not humpback whale in the sky? I don't know. Oh, there are some sirens coming. Oh, it's an ambulance. Yeah. those silly beliefs, like that arguably harms no one. Hang on, there's an emergency. We're gonna pull over. Get out of the way. I've never understood that. People who, like, are some people not taught to move to the right when an emergency vehicle comes? Like, I've never understood that. Like, I remember being a little kid, my mom being like, "You better move to the right when an emergency vehicle comes." And yeah, same with funerals. Actually, you know what? I saw a hearse. That's what they're called. A hearse. And so when the purple light's going, I don't know if this is a thing everywhere, but when the purple light's going, you're supposed to move to the right and you're supposed to stop, and it's a sign of respect. And I saw a hearse the other day, and fucking nobody stopped. I was the only one who was stomping, and I was getting honked at. And I was like, is this just not culturally a thing anymore? We don't respect death? Like, there's another silly belief. Not respecting death. I like that one too. No, I don't. Well, I like that it's silly. I don't like the belief for myself, but maybe I should try it out someday just to see how it feels to not believe in death. I don't know. Anyway, this rant has gone on long enough, and I just wanted to share these silly thoughts that I have, because everyone takes it too seriously when I talk about it without explaining why I find the paranormal so fun, which is that it is silly. Like, the fact that people get mad at me for believing, or not mad at me, but like judgmental about it. The fact that people get judgmental about it, that people believe in ghosts and UFOs, is like silly. And I understand, like, those communities have been manipulated in such a way as to harm the larger community at large. Cough, cough. Alex Jones, maybe. Joe Rogan on some days. That's like the OG AI manipulating humans. Sorry, we're going on another tangent. Here we go. That's like the OG AI manipulating humans. Was humans found out how to make algorithms to manipulate people and then did so. And that's how we got the Unabomber and MK Ultra and like brainwashing. Well, we did get LSD, and okay, there's a good one. I feel like psychedelics are the Earth's response, not response necessarily, but like early address to brainwashing. Because like the ways in which you might expect someone to be easily brainwashable is not necessarily the case. Like, the fact that LSD doesn't really work for brainwashing is kind of hilarious, because it just sends you, like, you tune out that AI consciousness, that algorithm and strict rules so deeply, and you just like sink into that paranormal consciousness. If you've never done acid and sunk into the blanket of the weird, I highly recommend. But also, I just laughed at the fact that, like, someone hearing me say that in context of everything else that I'm saying would be grounds for them to become judgmental again. I don't know. It's just all silly. But yeah, highly recommend tuning out, as they say. And drop in, what? I don't remember that saying. Drop in, drop out? Tune in, tune out? I don't know. That old-timey saying about psychedelics. I think it was, Timothy Leary who said it. Anyway. Okay, I'm sitting at a red light talking to myself. Not that I've been not talking to myself the entire time. But I will talk later.